Wednesday, February 21st. Other news stations have Dan Rather. I'm Dan Actually. Come join us in the studio for the breaking news. Welcome to the studio. This is where all the interviews with delegates as well as experts will be taking place. It's really conducive to everything that I want to have happen with Munbc. That's why I built it with my bare hands. And over the course of the next several days, I will be coming to you on our broadcast network, Munbc, or the Model United Nations Broadcasting Company. I will be conducting interviews with delegates as well as experts concerning conference and the crises surrounding it. As well as having a Southeast Asian expert at our disposal, we also have two experts on the topic area of anti-globalization activism. Do you think it's the place of first world countries to impress that upon third world countries, or what are your all's opinions? I'll hand it to
you. Have to cultivate it. You've got to mold it to the country's cultures and to the people, so it does make sense and it will be successful.
To add on to that, to help understand what's occurring now, you can also look back in history. Colonization is much like what's occurring now. You had that happen throughout the world, and you can look to the examples of what happened to the Aboriginal people to see what might happen to the current populations in third world countries in both South America and in Africa, especially since there is so much strife going on. It was not unlike what happened when colonization occurred.
My first delegate of the day is Savannah Collins. She's representing the nation of Iran. I'm sitting here with her. She's on my right, and I will be asking her a few questions. Savannah, representing Iran, what are you attempting to accomplish at the United Nations in this session?
Our main goal, I believe, is to continue our uranium enrichment. We have a resolution that we hope to pass in order to, again, continue this uranium enrichment for domestic purposes. We also have a resolution hoping to democratize the Gaza Strip in the hopes of making them more democratic and eventually be able to break away from Israel.
Excellent. It seems like both are very hot topics and both should generate quite a bit of debate. Dealing with the Gaza Strip, do you think that Israel will have something to say that is maybe negative as to what you all are trying to do?
Well, seeing as we've also denied the Holocaust and pretty much come out and blatantly said that we want to nuke Israel, yeah, they probably aren't going to be very happy about that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're representing your nation well, and I'm sure everybody back home, especially Ahmadinejad, is happy. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Glad you could be here with us. Glad to be here. Great. Anyways, I was wondering, with the Southeast Asian, you being an expert on Southeast Asia, what is your opinion of Australia? Is it a Western European nation or is it a Southeast Asian nation? Because it seems pretty up in the air.
Well, that's a great question, Dan. And we see a lot of tension over this issue in Australia because if you look just at demographics, a large percentage of the population is British in descent, Western European in descent, but another large fraction is native to Australia, and the other third or so is actually from Asia and other countries. And there is no definitive answer to that question, and we'll just have to see how the Australians deal with that question.
All right, thank you very much. Another issue I was wondering about was why Australia? Why Southeast Asia? What is the draw to the region? It seems like it's been kind of dormant for the past 50 years on the regards of World War II and everything like that. It seems waning at the moment. Do you have an opinion about that?
Well, yes, I do. And one of the great things is actually observing all the change, the rapid change in Southeast Asia, and maybe even correcting misconceptions. As in, for example, Singapore has a per capita GDP on par with the big four countries of Western Europe. And really, the world perception of Southeast Asia may be out of date with today's reality.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add concerning the Southeast Asian countries or colonies or people?
That's all I have to say for today.
Thank you very much, Luke. We'll have you back on whenever. I'm sitting here with delegates representing the country of Greece. On my right is JP, and to his right is Shelby. I'm going to ask them several questions. Hopefully they can answer. Gentlemen, Greece's response to environmental problems within the region of the Mediterranean as well as the Caspian Sea have been somewhat, I don't know if the word is lax or what, but if you all can explain your all's stance on the environmental issues in that area, that would be wonderful.
Okay, see, that's exactly why we've come here, and that's our main focus this year, is try to almost up our stance on the environment, because we have been a little bit lax in the past, and exactly, there's many resolutions dealing with this, especially like pollution within the sea, the Caspian Sea and the Mediterranean Sea, that we'd like to pass through this year, because that is one of our main problems, and considering how lax we have been in the past, that's exactly why we've come here this year, and to try to almost up our stance on that.
I think the best way to say it is this is Greece's coming out party.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I've heard word that Iran has a resolution concerning the Caspian Sea. Would you all see a problem with aligning with them to pass such a resolution?
Yes, definitely. Their nuclear weapons right now are a threat to the world, and we do not support Iran whatsoever. So any resolution they pass, we do not foresee any chances of us voting for it.
It's not so much the fact of the resolution itself, it's who's passing it, because that's a main key in the United Nations, is to see who you stand for, and just because of such a rogue nation as Iran, we could never pass something that they wanted to do, just because of their actual political stance.
So a different authoring nation writing something about the Caspian Sea, such as you all or some of your allies, would probably get passed.
Yes.
With this added layer of exposure created by Munbc, smaller voices will be heard, more fires will be lit, and hopefully more fires will be put out. That concludes the broadcast. I'm Dan Actually, and that's news to me.